Hey guys, Josh here, and today is the day I am going back full-time self-employed. It's been a long time coming, but today's the day. We are back full-time self-employed as of Monday tomorrow, or well, technically Sunday evening, so right now. And I just wanted to share with you my goals and my plans for basically going self-employed again. It's going to be a bit of a change, but I'm ready for it. We're going to hit it face on and we're going to approach every day differently. So this is going to be a 12-month plan. Probably something I'm going to be checking in with every month. Probably doing a kind of like a budget, cost, income kind of monthly video every now and then. Basically sharing the goal that I had, and if I hit the goal, what I can do to improve the goal, etc., etc. So let's start. So the changes are obviously going to be, I have more time. I have a lot more time now. I'm not restricted at all. My rhythm is going to change, so I'm not waking up for 6 days a week at a specific time to head into work, to stay there for a specific amount of hours, and then to come home at a specific time. You know, my rhythm is going to change to be a lot more loose, a lot more flexible, a lot more free. I'm my own boss. Hooray! Hip hip hooray. There has been a job in my life in the past, not my family business, the one before that, where the boss just didn't listen to anyone, was running his business, really poorly. You try and help them and they take it personally, and it's just like, yeah, if I was you, I would do this totally differently. But yeah, people don't like being told they're doing things wrong. But yeah, I'm going to be my own boss, so I can actually run things how I want them to be run and how I think is efficient and cost effective. So definitely looking forward to being my own boss again. And I can control my working hours and days, which sort of fits in with the change in rhythm as well. Now, I've done a few quick pros and cons. The pros, obviously, own boss, freedom, more control, no restrictions. They're quite self-explanatory. Cons, lonely. I put prefer it in brackets because loneliness as a way of not really talking to people, I prefer. I'm a sort of to myself kind of guy. I like to be left alone to do things. I don't like being interrupted. Like, I don't usually respond to text messages straight away. I kind of just like to take my time to do things. Um, so it's lonely and it's not lonely. It's a very hard one to sort of say. Lack of income, no house, and no structure. They have asterisks by them because I am explaining them in the next few slides. So, the plan info. My total wealth at the moment, as of today, is £30,000. That's about enough to live off for 15 years if things stay the same. Obviously, they probably wouldn't. I don't really want to be living with my parents at 35, but you never know. I've got 5 months left of my 2019 investment plan. How am I addressing this? I will explain in just a second. I did not share this investment plan with you, but basically, I'm trying to build up a compound interest, and I'm trying to build up a monthly income, generally as high as possible, so I don't have to worry as much about my income, and I can actually take a wage out of that investment. It's a little bit confusing, so I don't want to go over it too much, but I might make a video on it at the end of the 12 months. So, like I said, I have enough, well, I do have enough money to continue my 12-month investment plan saved away in cash accounts. However, this would remove a lot of my rainy day short-term saving funds that I'd built up. These funds are for things like car repairs, computer repairs, things that sort of pop up here and there that you kind of need to have a bit of money saved up for. So at my age, it's definitely car and computer, maybe phone, if I need a new phone or phone repairs. Just the odd bits and bobs, really. So, the full-time employment plan. So, I'm going to have a 12-month plan of attack, and that is, I've made it really, really easy for myself, is to start off by growing by £100 every month. So, first month of August, which starts in, I think, about 4 days' time. So, I am not going to include, well, I probably will include these 4 days as a bonus to the August month, but I definitely want to hit £100 for the 1st of August to the end of August, definitely. And then September would be 200. So each month I'm adding 100 onto what I earned the previous month. So 100, 200, 300, 400, and so on. So by this time next year, I need to be making £1,200 per month, which is £14,400 per year. Now, during any month, like I mentioned before about my investment portfolio, I wanted to earn me a bit of an income. I can take money from those investments if need B, one of my investments at the moment earns me £50 per month. Great. If I need to top up by £25, I could quickly take £25 from that monthly income. But I'm only going to touch these investments on slow months where I'm struggling, because compound is so important to growing your investment portfolio. Have a Google research about compound interest. It's amazing, it's magical, it's just great. You want compound interest, so you don't really want to be touching your investments for quite a while. Now, I'm doing this or having this option there because I don't want to be stressed out or worried when I have a low income month. We all know what eBay's like. We all know it has its dips and its rides and its peaks and troughs, and, eBay can be a roller coaster. I don't want to be worrying about a low income month. I want to know that I could quickly take some money from one of my investments to boost that income for that month. So my current monthly income from investments is £200. I am going to try and improve that to £400 to £500 by the end of the year. So probably by the end of next year, it'll be about £1,000 monthly income. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And that's all in cash, not cash. It's all in ISA accounts, so it's all tax-free anyway. Now let's go on to my house. During 3 years of full-time employment, I worked my butt off and managed to save myself £30,000. Great, loved it. It was hard work. Was it worth it? I don't actually know. That's a question I cannot answer, because sometimes I think, yeah, it was worth it, I've got all this money. And then I think, no, it's not worth it because I can't buy a house anyway. So £30,000 for Bristol is about a 15% deposit. Isn't quite reasonable. Most people do a 10%, I'm doing 15%. But no one wants to give you a mortgage on your own when you're not earning like 60k a year. Okay? It's literally impossible to get a mortgage at my age with my income. Now I'm going self-employed, it makes it even harder. What makes it worse is Bristol, a decent house is about £250,000. Like, we're not talking cheap. However, I would be more than happy to buy a home around the 200,000 mark that is a sort of a doer-upper. I'm definitely into the whole renovating, renewing, doing up a house. That just seems like a fun sort of business project I could do to add, money onto the house and earn a bit of extra income that way. The house is definitely a big investment. I think it's an investment for anyone. I spent a lot of the house deposit money. Not a lot. A majority. No, a lot and a majority is basically the same thing. I spent a small portion to start with on my new packaging business. We're talking over £5,000 at this point. We're not talking, 20k, 10k. We're talking £5,000 as a starting point to invest in everything I've done so far. And I hope, fingers crossed, that it all goes to plan as it should, and I can turn that £5,000 into £10,000 quite quickly, and it will just keep doubling and tripling, etc., which is what I want. I want to basically hope reselling will double my investment at a fast rate. So much that I can be a cash buyer, and occasionally, if you are a cash buyer, you can actually get a house for £10,000 to £20,000 cheaper if you're lucky. Depends on how desperate they are to sell, so that's definitely a selling point to me. But to be a cash buyer, this would take 5 to 6 years at my current rate of earnings and interest. So I believe the calculations for 5 to 6 years is about £3,000 a month deposit into investment accounts at a 7% rate. So, £3,000 a month? Can I do that? I'm pretty sure I can. If I get my investments up and running, get my monthly income from those up and running, build a few new businesses in, a year or two, I think £3,000 is pretty reasonable. So that's definitely a target and that's definitely a goal. 5 to 6 years, though, I'd be 25 or 26. That's not a bad age to be buying your first home. It's definitely not. The only issue I have is the government Help to Buy ISA is ending this year. I haven't actually got one at the moment because I was hoping to actually buy my own house by now. Sounds far-fetched, but trust me, if I still had my old job, I could have had my own home right now. But I sacrificed that for a more relaxed, enjoyable life, and that was definitely the best decision to make. So I need to decide whether I open a Help to Buy ISA or Help to Buy account. You can only buy a house with a maximum value of 250,000. So I would 250k would be my limit, and I think for a first home, I think that was maybe okay. So I will probably open one of them. I think it's 1,200 in the first month, then £200 every month after that. So it's definitely something I need to look at. And I believe you pay it off in 3 or 4 years, so it actually works in my timeline. So that'd be a great thing to add, and you get a 25% bonus as well. Now, plan and structure. So like I mentioned, I have had a structure in my life for 3 years. When I went full-time self-employed last October for a month, when I quit my previous job, and there was sort of a window where I was going to go full-time, and then my mother needed me in the family business. So I sort of had to stop self-employment again. But during that self-employment time, it was hard to get used to at first. You know, I was waking up really early in the mornings completely randomly when, you know, not just randomly, full of energy, like really excited, happy, energetic. Whereas if I was working, I'd be so miserable waking up in the morning, and I'd be waking up at like 12 o'clock midday to go to work for maybe 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So yeah, it's definitely strange. I think it was more I was excited than anything. But this is kind of how I'm trying to address it. So my working days are Monday to Friday. I have worked weekends for 3 years straight. I am having weekends off now. It's just what I've decided. I'm not having it. The only weekend time that I would work is a Sunday because obviously car boots. So I'm also splitting my time between 11 o'clock and 2 p.m. in a day, or 10 o'clock at night to 1 a.m. in the morning. Now, I've done that, as you see below, why lunch or evening, is because A, I'm not a morning person. Occasionally I'll get up early, and I probably will be up a lot earlier than 11, but I kind of want to make sure before I actually sit down and get some proper work done that I actually want to be awake, focused, I want to be fed, watered, washed, I want to be ready to go. I don't want to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, chuck some clothes on, and start doing eBay listings, half asleep, not energized and not really happy and quite miserable. So the 10 o'clock to 1 a.m. is generally because I'm a night owl. I'm a lot more productive. Like, I'm making this video at, 10:30 at night because I'm awake, I'm energetic, I'm happy, I'm, raring to go, I'm excited for tomorrow, I've got lots of orders to do. I'm generally more active and work a lot harder during the nights and the evenings. So, obviously I might start before 10 o'clock, but the time slots there are 100% pure work focus. So that's basically a 3-hour minimum of work I have to do every single day. Obviously, I might do more. And as I mentioned at the bottom there, I can pick depending on my plans, schedule, mood, anything. So for example, next Tuesday, I have got a family birthday meal, which I can now go to because I'm self-employed. I missed so many family things, it's unbelievable. I can go to this family meal on Tuesday, I think it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which generally means I can either list an hour earlier and stop at 1 o'clock, so I can do 10 till 1, or I can do 10 o'clock in the evening to 1 o'clock in the morning. I can kind of pick and choose how I feel when I wake up and put in some hard work. And let me just make sure I've covered everything. Yeah, so I've generally done that because I wanted to have a minimum time allocation to work hard. I can very easily get distracted. I could sit at a computer for 12 hours a day and literally do no work because I'll be distracted by Facebook, YouTube, this, that. It's, this 3 hours is going to be fully concentrated, fully focused, and that is great. And this is kind of what I have done as just a general possible thing I'm going to stick with. So I'm going to try this next week, see how I get on. So tomorrow is going to be a post day. I've got 10, 11, 12, 13 orders so far, including one 1,000 Britlink order of £64 going to America. Got to sort all that out. It's also going to be a day where I order shipping supplies for my new business or for me in general. I address emails, I do admin, tax, and I do a charity shop run. Right next to the post office is 2 charity shops, so that'd be the CS run, technically is that. But if I don't have a lot to post, maybe I don't need to do any supply ordering, emails, admin, tax, maybe I don't need to do that, I will go and obviously do a bigger charity shop run. You will notice there is only one charity shop run because I generally want to not get swamped in stock. I don't want a death pile. If I buy something, I want it listed, within the week. And I think if I go too often, I might just get too much stock. And anyway, if I need to, I can always go on another day. Wednesday, for example, is post day on YouTube. I could always add a CS run there. Saturday, ideally it's a me day, but a me day shopping can be therapeutic, so that could work with a me day. Or I could go out with a coffee with a friend and add a few charity shops in on a me day. Do you know what I mean? I can add more CS runs in. It's quite flexible. So Monday I'll be post all day, and generally a relaxed day. You know, Monday blues. I kind of don't want to go too hard on a Monday. Tuesday, eBay Britlink investments, just a general listing day, photographing day. Investments are on there because I am still constantly investing in the stock market. I am doing property investments. I have got peer-to-peer lending, bonds. Generally, just a huge load of investments at the moment. So I'm kind of trying to keep track of them all and check them regularly, so I can keep adding if there's a sort of a good opportunity in the market. I want to be there ready to invest into it, basically. Wednesday, post day, YouTube. I kind of want to get a YouTube video up at least once a week, possibly twice, if I do the Sunday hauls, like I mentioned on the Sunday option there. Not too sure, but definitely there's going to be a Wednesday video. I'm interested in doing maybe some really quick and easy reseller food. I don't know about you, but when I went full-time reselling, food was quite an issue. Like, I could literally just be working all day and it'd be like 9 o'clock at night and I haven't had anything to eat. I kind of want to think of some really fast, easy, sort of healthy food options that might work for resellers. Maybe stuff that you can pre-cook or batch cook and then freeze, or that keeps in the fridge for a few days. I kind of want to look into that. That might be something I do quite well on. I'm not too sure. I have a chefing background, if you didn't know already. Thursday, again, a standard listing day for me. Friday is generally a quieter day, a little bit. It's going to be a post-day, eBay day, Britlink day, and new business planning. Winky face is generally because it's only planning. I've got an idea in my head that I've seen work in the US pretty well, actually. It's quite shocking. It requires little to no effort from me. I would literally need to go and check it once every 2 or 3 days. We're talking about like a physical brick and mortar store here. But I'm not actually going to be selling anything, but it's going to be earning me money in another way. Let's just leave it there for now. Keep you all thinking. But yeah, it works in America. It might work here, and I've got a good location where I want to try it. I just need to check all the costs because it's going to be about a £30,000 startup. Not too sure if I want to invest that money into it at the moment. Got to sort of do my research on that. Saturday, obviously, me day. Possibly YouTube. I might do maybe a vlog, or maybe start a new hobby and share that with you. You know, a Saturday video would generally be a fun video. That's all I'm going to say. And then Sunday, car boot, obviously. At the moment, I go to a car boot once every 1 to 2 months. So, you know, I kind of should go every week. I really should. And generally it's because when I was working in the family business, I would have to start work at 10. If I go to the car boot at 7:30, by the time I do the first car boot, because it's quite a large car boot, by the time I'm finished, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I cannot get to the other car boot in time and go around it and buy stuff before 10 o'clock. It doesn't work. I tried it once before. I just ran out of time, and I ended up paying to get in and not buying anything because I had to leave halfway through because I was running out of time. So yeah, now I don't have that restriction. I think I should be good to go every single week. I went today at, I think it was 7:30, 7:45. That was okay. That was reasonable. I got a few things. I didn't miss anything really. And yeah, I wasn't too sleepy. So I've been up this morning since about 6 o'clock. So I'm doing quite well, I think. Next is the conclusion. So I'm going to take every day as it comes during the next maybe month or so. Obviously, I've set myself a really low target of £100. My expenditures, if you're wondering, per month I worked out, I think it's about £224 per month. And that's for things like Amazon Prime, car insurance, car tax, car repairs. I put some money aside every month for that. Sort of antivirus for the computer. Generally, that's it. Oh, phone contracts, which is, £50 a month. I've got another game subscription, which is £50 a year. So I sort of divide all that, and I think it's about £220 a month. With obviously food and going out and sort of fun money allocated to that as well. So obviously I'm going to be having to dip into some savings, but that's not an issue. I've got some savings spare. It's okay. I'm not going to be mad at that. And at the end of the day, I might earn more than 100 and I might not have to touch my savings. Obviously, slowly get into the rhythm of things. If I have a day where I'm really feeling quite out of it, quite, I wouldn't say stressed, but quite not sure what to do or not really feel motivated to do anything, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm just going to take a day off, maybe chill, relax. It's not the end of the world. There's always the next day. I might just need to put an extra hour or so in for the rest of the week. But, you know, the thing about being thing about being self-employed is I can do that and not have to, you know, call in sick or lie or ask for a day off or maybe book a little holiday to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about that. I can just do it. And then I've got set myself small personal goals. Now, these can be business related or personal. So obviously the £100 every month and grow, or add 100 every month. That is a small personal goal. I also want to get back into reading, so I could set myself a goal to read a book within a month or two. Other goals, such as maybe do something in a game, or do a specific something for someone. Maybe I've wanted to do some volunteering. So that might be a goal of mine, is to go and volunteer maybe 5 or 6 times somewhere. So I mean, just small goals to keep me motivated, keep me going. Keeping things fresh and different, I think, is really important in my life personally. It's what I prefer. And smash targets for that house. Now that is the biggest motivation I have got at the moment. I need to smash these targets out the park, get the cash, buy the house, you know, move into my own life, move into my lifestyle, change things how I want to, and just be happy. That is the main goal. And I'm really excited for it. Honestly, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow, pack a load of orders. Obviously, the Lego one is 1,000 pieces. Not really looking forward to that. Might start that in a second. But yeah, apart from that, I'm really happy to get going. Really excited about the new business kicking off. Huge load of support for it already. Definitely already expanding. I've got a list of about 5 new products I'm going to be expanding into in about a month or so. So yeah, really happy. I've been rambling on for 22 minutes. If you watch it to the end, thank you. It means a lot. Click that like button if you watched it to the end, so I know how many of you did it. But yeah, if you have any questions or want to give me some advice, please, please, please do. I appreciate every bit of advice and help that people have given me so far in my career. And I've made some incredible, incredible friends. Lex, Carla, I'm talking about you two. You are incredible people, so thank you. And yeah, I'm going to disappear now, and I will see you all soon.